Hey guys, I'm Eric Newman. I'm one of the founders of Dotted, and I'm going to give a quick demo. Let's start by uploading some documents. In this demo, I'm going to be role-playing as a PM who works for Barksoft, a company that makes clones of popular SaaS products for pets. So you can see I've uploaded this Dugber PR FAQ, a Bark B&B two-pager, and a Bark B&B and software design document. First thing to notice is that these are document files, docx files, and they just come right in, and we are able to ingest them and operate on them right away. This one is a PR FAQ, so it's just a couple of pages long, and in this scenario, it's as if it's already been worked on. It's already been commented up by a couple of stakeholders in the real world. Designer Alice has some feedback here, and uh, engineer Mike has some feedback in here. So let's go ahead and get started by coming in here, and we're going to detect stakeholders. So what that's going to do is Dotted is going to go ahead and look into this document, and it's going to figure out who the stakeholders are that we're working with. While being those stakeholders, essentially creating a profile and mapping what their role is, what their stakeholders are. Okay, here we go. Designer Alice. We've got an altitude. This is whether she's high level or low level. Verbosity. This is whether she talks a lot or a little. And then technicality. Whether she's very technical or not very technical. And you can see we've built a pretty good profile here. Here's a little bit of her background. Here's a bit about how she thinks, what her key concerns are, and then these 10 questions right here. Every one of the profiles gets these 10 questions. And this, basically is like the operating system of Designer Alice. Now, if we wanted to, we could come in here and edit this manually and put in other things that are specific to our real world stakeholder. But for right now, we're just going to go with the AI version that we got. We got a similar profile built for Engineer Mike. So we got two virtual stakeholders now, Designer Alice and Engineer Mike. Great. Let's come back to the PR FAQ. There's some really good feedback in here, but you know what? I don't have time to deal with it myself, so I'm going to go ahead and treat Dotted like a PM who works for me, and I'm just going to say, Dotted, go ahead and address all these comments for me. Just take all those feedback and make the changes that they're asking for. It's going to take a couple of seconds here. Great, so Dotted is telling us that all those pieces of feedback have been resolved. And look, there you go. All that feedback has been iterated right in there. If we want to, we could go through line by line and confirm it, but it's definitely in there. It's also worth noting that if we wanted to go and create some change of our own, for example, say like add more specificity here, we could have done just that. And then Dotted would have, of course, gone in and addressed that comment just like it addressed the other comments. So for right now, this is good enough. We're not going to keep working on it, but I'd like to show off something else. What we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and have our virtual stakeholders give us feedback right here on this document. So the idea here is that before we go and we talk to real Designer Alice and real Engineer Mike, we're going to have Dotted simulate their feedback so that we can pre-align, so we can figure out what concerns they might have and deal with them before they come to us. So we're just going to go here and we're going to go request AI feedback, and we're going to pick both of them. We're going to go ahead here and just say start review. Okay, great. So we can see that we got some feedback right in here that came from our virtual reviewers. Alice says this, specify where the journey maps and wireframes. Okay, that's good feedback. Down here, we got some more, expand on how users can filter. Okay, yeah, that's good. Again, a lot of feedback from our designer. Work on discoverability. Okay, very good. Engineer Mike has some comments down here about the architecture and the data flow. Cool. So this is all stuff that we could actually go and take and work on revising. We could either go and have Dotted revise it for us. We could respond to this and say, this is one we should skip, for example, or we could just delete it right away. We can put our own input in here and then go ahead and revise. We have this design document, this software design document from an earlier piece of software that our pretend company Barksoft worked on. This is for Bark B&B, an accommodation marketplace for dogs. And you can see this has a lot of detail in it. This has all the kinds of things that you would expect in a software design document. So what we're going to do is we want a software design document and we want it to follow BarkSoft's existing pattern. So we're just going to go in here and we are going to use this as a template. So this is going to be called Dugber SDS or SDD, sorry. And we're going to use the Dugber PR FAQ, that one we were just working on. That's the source, and this document that we just clicked on is the template. So we're going to just go generate. And what's going to happen now is that Dotted is going to, again, it's just going to act like a PM who works for you. It's going to go and look at this older document. It's going to follow that template, and it's going to spit out a new one for us that is going to follow that template and have the information from the PR FAQ. Okay, great. So we have our new document right here, the Dugber SDD. Let's just take a quick look at it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So this looks like it's followed exactly the same pattern and it's filled it out with a lot of detail. It's really expanded out the kinds of things that we're going to be working on here. Okay, so now we're going to do something that's a little bit edgier for what Dotted can do today. One thing that we've noticed is that in 2025, a lot of PMs are starting to use these interactive clickable prototypes that ARs are generating. So Dotted can make that for us too. Let's go ahead and say, create a proto called all right, so we're just going to go ahead and generate a proto. Okay, great. So let's go and take a look at this prototype that it made for us. So here we have an entire clickable interactive demo, just a visual representation of what Dugber might look like that I, as a PM, could then go take and download and just share directly with somebody, or I could use it to cut screenshots and include in any of my documents. Okay, so now let's assume that we've gotten to a place where we get to alignment, right? We go and we share this prototype and we share the PR FAQ and we share the SDD with our stakeholders and they come on board and they say, yes, great, let's go do it. So Dotted can actually help you, again, just like a PM can help you go and take these items and assign them out into, let's say, Jira. So I already have set up for me a Zapier account over here with an MCP server set up on it, and it just has my Jira in it. So if I go here and I go connect, I can copy this URL, I can go into Dotted and I can say add an MCP server. So we'll just call this Zapier and I'll paste in this URL and this is going to be HTTP. Let me just double check that. Yep, HTTP. Great, and so I'll save it. And what I can do now is I can actually go and query and talk directly to that instance of Jira through that MCP. So what I can do is I can say create user stories, create epics, user stories, and tasks for okay, so Dotted is going to go ahead and it's going to look up that SDD and then it's going to create some user stories and epics and tasks for us and it's going to go and actually assign them out inside of Jira. So you can see that Dotted went ahead and created some epics for us. It even created some subtasks under here. It looks like it had a little bit of trouble making the stories this time around. That could just be because of the shape of this demo document that we're looking at here. But it definitely cranked out the earliest parts here, the outline of what you would need in order to start working in Jira. So that's pretty much our demo here for today. You can see how this is really growing towards becoming an end-to-end agentic product manager, your product manager partner to help you with your product or program work. And we have a lot of great more stuff coming, so stay tuned. Thanks so much.